where I exist at in the world and where I exist, I know my place. You feel me? And when you know where you at, you know how you can move exactly from there. Some people don't know their place. They don't know exactly where they at right now. So it's like when you try to give yourself directions, you press that little arrow button and it lets you know where you are. Then it gives you directions from there. And there's so many people can't pinpoint where they at in life. You know what I mean? So they don't know how to create a vision for where to go from where they at.
It's very true. And it's funny because I created this structure, what I'm saying? I call it the mind map, but it's like my own little structure that I've created and I've tweaked it over the years. I even created some for friends, and what it does is it's kind of like this. I feel like life, or from a mental standpoint, is like we're on a plane, right? Most people, when they get on the plane, what they do? Go to sleep, look at the entertainment. Nobody on the plane, as the passengers, are actually concerned about where we are on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's looking at the radar. It's, even some people checking, like, where we at? Like,
got that shit up there.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we always have an idea of where we're going, what the destination is, but it's rare that we actually know where we're at. It's rare that we actually want to get up out our seats and go to the cockpit and be the pilot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Decide, like, okay, we're going to fly it this way. And the structure that I created is a way that, like, I kind of minimize and maximize my goals. And what I mean by that is, I feel like as human beings, we all want, like, these big shiny goals. You know what I mean? Like, we always write our goals as if somebody gonna look in our little black book, or somebody peeking over our shoulder, like, these goals better look sexy on paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, a lot of the times we miss out on the opportunity to build rapport with ourselves. You know what I mean? So that's where you minimize, right? Okay, cool. We all want $1 million. But let's look at it from a practical standpoint. How much money we made last year? Okay, say you made $50,000. You're going to have to multiply your output to the world by at least 11, 12, 13, 15 times in a year. Like, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. So, okay, now let's chop it. Okay, yeah, of course, $1 million is the goal. But the way I look at it is, I set these more like bite-sized action items or tasks. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get $1 million, let's make the goal $150,000 this year. You know what I'm saying? That way, if everything stays just the way it is, you're going to make $50,000. So you got to push yourself at least 1.5 times. You know what I'm saying? To hit your goal. That's realistic. And then I minimize it even more. Okay, what has to be accomplished this month to ensure that we on the path to hit this year? To ensure that we on the path to hit 5 years? To ensure, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, it's compounding. But it's also like a way I like to give myself checkpoints. You know what I'm saying? Because the older I become, the more like unattracted I am to goals. It's not about goals. It's about improving my systems to hit my checkpoints. The goals are more like assurance that I'm on the right path. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because ultimately I can't see what is like the maximum version of me maximizing my potential. I don't know exactly what it looks like. Like, I have an idea. You know what I'm saying? So the goals only serve as, yeah, I'm on the right path.
Was you able to see? Because for me, I remember, like, I think I had to be something like 15 or something, 16. My whole life I always did that mental imaging of like seeing my higher self, like, and having a conversation with him, like, yo, how did you get here? Right? Like, my running joke in life is the only person I'm jealous of is my future self. He got everything I want. Right? So, but for me,
like that a lot.
I look at that like, like this version of myself is what I was trying to form and see when I was like 15 years old, trying to see yourself 10 years or 20 years from now and like, damn, I wonder what you're going to be doing. And asking the questions like, how the hell did you get that fly? How you get that money? How you get hurt? How you get that influence? How you get that power? And imagining that conversation. So it's like forcing my mind outside of where I currently am to think in a different way, right? And so now I start to go towards that trajectory. And now I'm at a place where it's like, it's scary imagining where I'm going to go, because if I'm thinking higher, then I can't tell everybody else, because if I go up from here, oh man,
that part,
it's
like,
different.
When you in submission to your journey,
yeah,
it's like, there's no telling what you're going to be. I like to look at it like this, Kanye West, when he was making Through the Wire, it was no way that he saw where he was going to be today. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's like a perfect example. It's like he was just making Through the Wire. At the time, he was just considered a rapper and a producer. You know what I'm saying? Since then, he has broadened his delivery, his expression to the world in so many type of ways. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's vast and it's unpredictable. And, that's the beauty of potential.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never know how far it could take you.
Potential is beautiful, man, because sometimes you can limit yourself. So I don't like the word realistic, right? Because I feel like the road to mediocre is paved by realistic expectations. You know what I mean? But I do like process. So I don't like when people have goals that they don't have habits for, right? You got a goal to be rich, but you got habits to be poor. That don't make sense. But if I see somebody with a goal and I'm looking at their process on a daily basis, then you show me your trajectory, right? So that's different, because you're showing me who you're becoming, right? Not just what you want. And so a lot of times, people's goals sometimes are connected to their weaknesses and not their strengths. Because you can be inspired by seeing somebody else who has a goal of something that they have done, and that's connected to their strength, right? Like their dream of what they live in, they're good at that. And you want what they have, but you're looking at the outcome of their process of self-development along that journey. So there's a lot of people that's walking around, they might want to be a rapper like Joey Badass, but that might be your weakness.
Right.
You know, you might be the person that